Sara Pascoe. Sara has recently written a book about the workings of the female body. Pop up, you will when you read it. Sara, what is your greatest fear?
Probably weddings. Ooh. I hate weddings. Look, I understand the thing about, like, loving someone forever. Like, that's lovely. But the rest of it, come on. I had to go to 5 weddings last year. All of them had hashtags. The worst one, they sang their vows. I was watching thinking, this is what happiness looks like. I'm glad I'm depressed. And it wasn't like funky singing. It wasn't like all cool like in a film. It was incredibly earnest. Like, I do take you, Ian. I hate Ian. And I hate Caroline. I shouldn't have used their real names.
In 2015, Sara's Wikipedia page incorrectly stated she'd married John Richardson. Sara realised the mistake when she woke up that morning to a huge pile of sympathy cards on her doormat.
I think there would have been lots of very jealous young women. Quite often, people wait for me after a show, and I'll be really flattered, and they'll go, sorry, I'm sure you get this all the time, what is John Richardson really like?
The answer is...
Nice.
I had a big think about, because on this show I've been very bad.
Yes.
And reflecting back at school, I wasn't bad at maths. I was trying to think, what's the difference between when I was at school and here now? And the main difference is that I used to sit behind a boy that I really liked, called Wesley Galvin. He had such a nice head shape and such beautiful earlobes. I think it really kind of powered me on, inspired me. So he's here, and I'm going to just sit behind him and look at the board. See if it helps me.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here. Wesley! Hi, Wesley. If you just want to sit down there on the...
He's lovely. Was he in your year at school?
Yeah, he's had a lot of work done. And then, so I think this is going to really help me. And then, so if you just come out for the maths rounds, Wes, and then maybe we could go for a drink afterwards. There's a little bar just right next door. And a couple of wines back over the... Miss Eaton.
Round of applause for Wesley.
There's a lot of tension between us.
He really smells of lynx, doesn't he?
That's how I like 'em, boy.
Sara, do you think Johnny's going to make a good team captain?
My hopes are pretty low. Johnny and I are actually technically enemies at the moment. And
how so?
This is, well, the last time I saw Johnny was at a party, and he had a quick chat with my boyfriend in the toilets and then went home with the book I was reading. That was my book he took home.
Is that your book?
Yeah, we got the night bus, and I said, can I have my book? He went, oh, sorry, I had a really lovely chat with Johnny Vegas. Isn't he a deep man? I thought he'd enjoy the book you were reading.
We'll get to the important fact here. Where was this party and why was I not invited?
It was the QI party. Have you been on QI?
No.
And that's why.
Sara, when you were last on the show, you got a 9-letter word and you celebrated by sort of running around manically. What have you got planned this evening?
I really want to get another 9-letter word, and I'll tell you for why. I was accused of cheating on a public forum called Twitter. Because my previous appearances on Countdown had been so poor, to suddenly get a 9-letter word, they thought Sean Locke had helped me. And I had to explain that he was not
that for me is a conspiracy theory too far.
So I really want to get 9 letters, and then to celebrate, obviously, I want to do something else physical. I want to up what I did last time, so I was thinking I might just do, like, a lap of honour around the studio with John having a piggyback. Carrying John.
You'd carry John?
Yeah.
Well, that's the sensible way to do it, because he's tiny.
I was thinking, obviously, something that would help me. I've always done terribly at Countdown, is a Morgan Freeman voiceover. So the thing is, it doesn't matter how badly a character is doing in their life in a film. When Morgan Freeman talks about it over the top, it feels like it's all going to be OK. And so that's what I've got for this evening. I've got a Morgan Freeman narrator to the show. And it's going to tell me, just like kind of give me hope about it and let me know how I'm getting on before I play the game.
Why, there sat Sara Pascoe, trying to still the beating of her heart as she prepared to play another game of words and numbers.
It helps, doesn't it? Wanted to have a really nice time and fit in with all the lads, so I bought myself a cool guy kit with everything you need to be a cool guy.
Could you share it with John?
They do have a bigger one with more accessories. So, yes, there's a cool beret. This is like a French guy, maybe. And then it's just like a cool moustache. And what could be cooler than smoking a pipe? And then I've got like banter cards for things we just say to just fit in with lads.
Sure, go ahead.
Who's seen a lady's bottom recently, yo? I tell you, I have. I was on Tinder even back when it was only me and Tom from MySpace on there. When I'm not in my car, I'm in the club or waiting for my car outside the club.
I'm just so bemused by the beret, pipe and moustache.
What? So what's your version of a cool guy? What would it look like?
Don't know if this... I have been asked this twice this year already, which is quite a common question, and that is... One of them was from quite an elderly lady, and she said, what does the G stand for in G-spot?
What does it stand for?
It stands for a guy called, I think it's Greifenberg, who was the lucky guy who found it.
It's interesting, because do you know...
Because you've written a book about this, haven't you?
So there's a woman called Beverly Whipple who actually discovered it and didn't want it named after her. It was going to be called Whipple's Tickle, and she didn't want her name used on it. And there's no part of the vagina that's named after a person that isn't named after a man.
Yeah.
Whipple's a much better name.
Yes.
What'd you get, cool dude?
Aryans, like the ones that the Nazis liked.
There's no Y.
Oh, I spelt it wrong then. Is there a different kind of Aryan? Like an Aries person?
Yeah, there is an Aryan, but it's a capital A.
Well, it is a capital one up there, though. In my defence.
OK, Sarah, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I had an ambition when I was a child. I really wanted to have sex with a personal trainer. And 2 weeks ago, I achieved my goal. Thank you very much.
Wow. That is something.
Thank you very much. I was so proud. I was trying to high-five myself over his back, but he was too wide. Yeah, it was just such a brilliant feeling, such a confidence boost, until I realised that he was just trying to get me to burn more calories. It was too frantic. I should have guessed when he said that his favourite position was woman in plank, man counting.
Sarah, what's the most important life lesson you've ever learnt?
Oh, this is quite recently. Never give your address out to Lily Allen. I got a phone call saying Lily Allen would like to make you feel more sexually empowered. Can she have your address?
Of course you would.
A couple of hours later, doorbell goes, and there's a man there, and he's really, really blushing because he's holding a bag that says, I masturbate, down it in really large letters, and he can't park anywhere near my house, so he's had to walk like a really long way. And then I just put it down in the hall, the bag, and but my dog found it, ripped it all apart, took it out in the garden. I didn't realise till I looked out the window, and the dog is playing on the lawn with a dildo. I didn't feel very sexually empowered at all. And eventually, threw the bag away with the obviously ruined dildo. But then what happened was, when the recycling men came, they were very sloppy, and the bag fell out. And it was going up and down the road in the wind. I didn't see it, but it had my address on it. So someone came and put it on my doorknob. And so I came home and it just said, I masturbate outside the front door. And now I can't masturbate anymore without thinking about Lily Allen.
Yeah, eat it all up. Come on, have a big one. You greedy fat bastard. I think I've overfed it. Bye-bye, rabbit. I love you. Love you, rabbit.
Oh. You know John Ronson did that podcast and found out about people who like pay for niche porn? I've just found out mine is a man feeding a carrot to a rabbit.
Has that awoken something within you?
I would pay a lot of money just for a fully dressed man, actually in a suit, worked, feeding a carrot to a rabbit, saying he was a nice rabbit.
Get the rabbit back. I think she was nearly finished.